What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today, I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this PRhyme 2 album. Now, PRhyme is a duo consisting of top-tier lyricist Royce da 5'9" and legendary producer DJ Premier. And back in 2014, they made a lot of waves when they first came together with the first PRhyme album. That one didn't quite make my year-end list that year, although it was an honorable mention, and I do like both of these artists for a lot of different reasons, so I was looking forward to seeing what they do on this one. They certainly are still coming through with a lot of great chemistry. You're getting a lot of sample-based production that draws from Ant-Man Wonder on this one, whereas the first PRhyme was drawing a lot from Adrian Young. So I think it's pretty cool how they roll with that concept, and Royce's bars sound right at home over top of this. I especially like that intro track, Black History, where Royce sets everything up by telling some of his story from being a baby who had a lot of different issues to coming up in the rap game. And then with that second verse, he actually goes into detail about DJ Premier and Guru coming together as Gang Starr. Perfect way to start off the album because it lets you know who these guys are and what they're all about. Now, I didn't really like that first beat too much. It's kind of just all over the place and almost anxiety-inducing. But then once it switches up to a more traditional sample-based sound on that second half, I did fuck with it. And this was actually off of one of Royce's EPs, by the way. You may have heard this on Don't Trust the Shooter. So, moving forward, or maybe it was Trust the Shooter, sorry. Trust the Shooter was the EP that it was on. But one of my favorite tracks on here is Rocket. This really has one of those clean primo beats with some nice keys and strings. Royce is going in on this one, and I like how he throws back to Jay-Z's Ain't No Love. He's got a couple of bars here where he says, "First the Fat Boys break up, then Bow Wow retires, and now y'all disrespecting the king." That's just a reference to the flow Jay-Z used on that song. And he does it once more when he says, "First the Dipset split up, then Azalea Banks leaves Twitter, and now you niggas hating on Nickel." I just thought that was a very cool way to throw back to the Blueprint. I think that's a very classic album, and Royce is going to have a lot of different references as you listen through. He borrows some other flows on here as well, so that's something that was very cool. But a lot of the most memorable moments on here, to me, in my opinion, come from some of these features. I think Rock Marciano absolutely snapped on the song Respect My Gun, coming through with some lavish gangsta bars like he always does. He has this one line where he says he played the trap and laid on the air mat before rap and had a 44 mag in the velour bag. That shit was just kind of gangsta and lavish at the same time. He does come through with that style once in a while. Actually, on his last album he does that, and I am going to review that soon. Dope-ass track. And then on the song Made Man, Big Crit and Denon Porter just fit the vibe perfectly. This is more of a smooth and laid-back track. I've always liked Denon Porter's singing vocals, so I liked him on the hook. And Big Crit comes through with that southern swag and slang, as you would expect. So he was right at home on this track. Definitely one of the standout cuts. Now we also got to shout out 2 Chainz on Flirt. He's having a great year, so he continues his run here with some clever wordplay. I like that line about how he wants to have a meal and have a meal. No, he wants to make a meal and make a meal in regards to, you know, he's eating, he's making money, he's doing well for himself. I thought that was kind of clever. And this track overall is kind of funny. It's just about how women aren't good at flirting. Royce actually has this one part where he's rapping about a girl throwing her pencil down on purpose so she can bend over and show off what she's working with. And I'm pretty sure I saw that in a Brazzers episode. So he's certainly onto something. That was one of my favorite tracks. But the feature that surprised me the most, god damn, man. Whew, we gotta talk about Yellow Wolf on WoW. I thought Yellow Wolf went all the way in. I know he's doing his country shit these days, but it was nice to hear him go back to his trunk music style. He's just rapping his ass off on here. He absolutely snapped, still coming through with those Catfish Billy / redneck bars. So that was cool. I just really liked what he was doing on there. So hopefully we do get another installment of trunk music soon. The country shit was cool to me at first, but I do want to hear Yellow Wolf just going in like he did here. So that was great. And Royce had some funny lines on this track. He's actually got funny lines all over this one. We all know Royce is a great lyricist, so I'd be here all day if I was talking about everything he said. But I like on this track when he says they're passing out TVs like Wendy Williams, in reference to when she passed out of the TV screen. Remember when she was wearing the Statue of Liberty get up and then she just kind of passed out for whatever reason it was. And then he also references when Sage the Gemini was begging for Jordan Sparks back on Twitter. So Royce got all kinds of humor on here. You're going to get a lot of double entendres, triple entendres, lots of nice flows and rhyme schemes. I mean, you know what you're going to get from Royce. That's just kind of what you expect from him. So I do appreciate that, but I do wish there was a bit more depth and focus with the content on this one. I understand this is more about the technical side of things and the rhyme schemes, just some rappity-rap, boom-bap shit, but really, some more focus and depth here would have just worked for me better. I mean, I think Royce did that more on his Layers album. He had a bit more detail. Maybe that's what he'll do with his next album, but even still, this is a dope album for what it is. I see what they're trying to do. Now, you do still get some moments with content, like on Era, where he touches on America's obsession with race and hatred. Thought that was a very cool part there. And Everyday Struggle deals with the lack of love and respect between the different generations. We see it all the time with fans and also hip-hop artists themselves, where they're just butting heads. We know Joe Budden and Lil Yachty were doing that. Royce actually brings them up in this song. So I think this was a very cool thing to speak on, and how we should all just come together. You know what, man? Everyone's going to like what they like. We can't all agree on everything, but you know, it is what it is, man. Hip-hop music is dope, and it's nice that we have lots of different styles for everybody. So I thought that was very dope, man. That was one of the moments that really grabbed me. But another one of my gripes with this album has got to be some of these hooks, man. Some of these hooks and bridges are just really bad. Like when Royce da 5'9" does some singing, he does this on Flirt, although I still like that track, but I didn't like that hook. He's also singing on Do Ya Thing. That didn't sound good, and also some other tracks. And then on Streets at Night, we get this Flock of Seagulls rendition, and man, do we really need more Flock of Seagulls renditions? You know what I'm saying? Flock of Seagulls. Why I say Flock of Seagulls? Fucking tripping over my tongue. But we don't need that shit. You know that. I ran so far away. We don't need more of that shit, man. I remember Slim Thug had a song with that and it was kind of awkward. So, you know, that was something I didn't like. And I also didn't like Sunflower Seeds much. I thought the bass sound on there had a really weird feel to it. It was kind of cartoony or on some banjo-kazooie type of shit. I don't even know. And this was another messy hook with a blend of rapping, singing, Royce spitting sunflower seeds out. So this was something that kind of held this project back for me. I know, again, it's about the beats, the bars, the technical skills. They're not trying to give you banging ass hooks, but that is an important part of the music for me. I would have liked some better hooks throughout this project, and that would have helped. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to go with a 3.5 out of 5. I like a lot of these beats here. You get some nice features. I mentioned most of them. You also get Dave East on Era. Thought he did well on that. It was interesting to hear him on a different style of production, since that has sort of a minimalistic 80s rap feel to it. But again, man, there were a couple issues here. I would have liked a bit more depth and content, a little bit more focus. That's just something that I personally like. Maybe it doesn't matter to you. So if you just want beats and bars, by all means, you might like it more than me. Just a bit more focus would have helped. And also, like I just mentioned, man, some of those bridges and hooks are just really bad. They come on the song and kind of take you out of it. So those are some pretty minor gripes. 3.5 out of 5 feels fair to me. This really doesn't feel like something that's going to make my year-end list. But again, man, I like it just as much as the first PRhyme, really. I mean, it's a little bit different with the sound and aesthetic, but they're still coming through with the same style. Thought it was cool. But this is more of an honorable mention at the end of the year, not something I'm going to put at the end of my list or anywhere on my list, the start, the middle, wherever it might be. But hey, man, that's what I think about this one. I look forward to talking to you guys about it, so let me know in the comment section what you think. And of course, man, make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff. You know where I'm at, so show me love and show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.